Aloha. Good morning. It seems like an unusual setting to share a story like this um, this early in the morning, but actually, this is probably the only time I could do this in this area. I've tried to tell this particular story in the facility where it happened, but I've been asked several times by security guards to leave and not share those stories. And so I'm in a different facility parking lot in Kapolei to tell you this story, so I hope you'll understand. The long and short of this story is that in the mid 70s, while growing up in Waipahu, one of our favorite things was to jump into the station wagon with my Hanai father or my Hanai brother, and we would drive out late in the afternoon to the stock car races at Hawaii Raceway Park. And that was the thing to do back then. It was a lot of fun. They'd have demolition derbies, and in the stands where you were sitting, if you looked over the stands to the next event, which was practically 10 feet away from the stock car races, were the drag races. So it was a lot of fun. The fun part was getting into the station wagon and driving out to the event. The not so fun part was after the event was over and having to drive back home. The reason that is because when you took the back road before there was the freeway, when you took the back road going back home, you'd have to go through the darkness of the Ewa Plains before you reached the outer limits of Ewa, and then going into Waipahu, past the old Royal Sunset Drive-In. And so there was always a particular point when the road was especially dark, and without fail, behind the vehicle, and it was not only our vehicle but several others, as we would find out in the ensuing weeks after that, were orbs of flames with long tails at the end that would basically follow behind your vehicle for a while until you left that outer perimeter of that location, getting outside of Ewa and then into Waipahu. And a lot of it was horrifying because as these flaming orbs followed your vehicle, especially our station wagon, you could hear a loud buzzing noise, and you could practically see a face inside of that main orb of flames. We know them today as akualele. But I remember my Hanai father saying that when he was growing up in Wainaku on Hawaii Island, that they would call it O'io, or the Night Marchers. But who knows what it was. But I can tell you honestly, as I recall this, it was in one specific area where the back road was particularly very, very dark. And I mean, so dark that even the headlights to our station wagon the beam of the headlights seemed to peel out into the darkness and didn't get any further than the front of our vehicle. And so, without fail, these flaming orbs, these akualele, these torches of night marchers would appear and follow the vehicle for a while. Imagine my surprise years and years later on when I find out that they were going to build a brand new mall in the Kapolei area. You know the name of the mall. Don't make me say it. But it's a place where they have such facilities as Five Guys Burgers and stuff like that. I think you've figured that out already. And so the question you're asking yourself, well, is that mall haunted? I don't know. Could it be? Because they've built it on the very area where as kids we would drive home in the dark and these orbs of flames would appear. Who knows? Who can really say? And so that's the short story I wanted to share with you this morning. And as we've been promising, we have more interesting stories of ghosts, hauntings, and mysteries coming up. Mahalo.